Hi guys, and welcome to the Rocket League Replays YouTube channel. Today, we want to present a video replay of the match between Gentlemates Alpine and Gaimin Gladiators during the Esports World Cup 2024. Don't forget to subscribe and put a like. Enjoy.
Have been playing fantastic. Joyous has been great, and that team as a whole has been great. For Gentlemates, though, that's not what you expect, but I guess when you start off with a kickoff goal, I'm just going to shut up.
Life is good to be a Gentlemates Alpine fan.
Look at Max, he's laughing.
Nice, easy kickoff goal, little giggle. But if you're Gaimin Gladiators, I think the only proper response is, okay, handicap set.
Yeah.
And Virtuoso should go out there and try and just tilt somebody off the face of the earth with demos and see what Tho can cook up mechanically. I think that's what I would go for if I was the Gladiators here.
And typically when we've seen Gentlemates at LAN, they have been a team that have sprinted downhill. And what I mean by that is they just seem to get better, faster, stronger. They just seem to get that momentum and they never stop. The snowball just gets bigger and bigger. We've seen that multiple lands now. It's taken some exceptional performances to knock down Gentlemates, and sometimes it hasn't happened. They've just swept major lands before. The shot comes out, and that one will ring true for Max, and he'll put it away. Gladiators get their response.
Let's just crisscross the pitch a few times. Right, left, back into the left-hand side of the net. Seiko doing his best, but not enough. Gladiators find a fairly quick equalizer, and you got a game here.
Definitely got a game. Gentlemates letting that one come back through, and is that a return? Gladiators now getting their kickoff goal. No laughs on the side of Gentlemates.
You can't. Fake kickoff goes horribly wrong. Tho just went straight for it, trying to square it up, maybe stalemate it, maybe draw it back left, but if you don't hit it, it's just gonna go right into the net. And an early lead now for Gladiators. Itachi with a little room to air dribble off the next kickoff, finds Juicy in the middle, and it's just able to get poked out to the safety of the corner. A little help from Tho comes through and buys a little breathing room as that's picked off by Maxiu over the middle of the box, and Juicy deep back finds Seiko waiting on the side. Well, he comes up huge with a massive whiff, has to force the third man forward for Gentlemates. That's going to make it kind of difficult. That's a nice demo to at least keep Gladiators from pushing forward with too much man advantage, as that will just get popped off the bar. Virtuoso keeping the attack going, almost finds a block, and Tho needs to buy some time.
And you mentioned Virtuoso as someone that was needed to disrupt Gentlemates, right? With the demos, the physical play, he's been known for that for a while. But he's also not just on his team, but in his region, the #1 goal scorer.
He's good.
So you need him involved in the offense more than just chasing down players in blue. You've got to have him in shooting positions. You've got to have him set up. That's where the success is going to lie for Gladiators.
As Gentlemates just seeing how strong their foothold is here at the midfield line. Seiko gets a hand on it, but not enough of one. Tho maybe overplays the hand a little bit, though, and presses too far. Runs out of boost, and Gladiators still push back onto their own half. Both players up off the back wall and out of the net. Should be a good chance here, as that's not quite enough. Itachi was hoping for the dunk. But Gentlemates doing a great job keeping Gladiators boxed into the blue half. Still not really threatening the net just yet, but all it takes is one bump, one missed touch. Gladiators feel like they might just collapse as finally they're empty, and Juicy will find an equalizer.
Well, you asked for it. I think Virtuoso got tied up with someone here, or he jumped. He didn't have boost. Someone swept across the side, and Virtuoso had to dodge him. I think either way, Max was the better one to make the play. Couldn't get back in time, and Gentlemates able to find their equalizer after chipping away at the Gladiator defense.
Free ball in the middle for Virtuoso. What can he do with it? As unfortunately just runs out of boost, has to kind of give it up. Tho will come through and support now. Here's Seiko. If I'm Seiko, I want to have the best game of the tournament after losing. I want to just pop off in this series, put up 8 goals over 4 games, you know, maybe. But I am looking to have a good day, because I am not happy about yesterday, and a chance for Juicy. Deflected out by Virtuoso. Nice way to get through 1, maybe 2, as that's a huge block. Again, Seiko Gets the ball just taken out of his hands. Maxiu should fake. Where his teammate actually ends up donating it to Gentlemates right in front of his net.
Yeah, a little panic coming out from Gladiators, and now that one almost dunked through by Itachi. Gentlemates, they're finding their form offensively. Maybe a little slow to wake up, but they're locking in their opposition. Itachi gonna take this one away. He needs help. His Gaimin Gladiators looking to break out. This is your man you want. Virtuoso was trying to find the back wall. He does, but no follow-up.
Smacked away. Maxiu, that's a great idea. Trying to find a little pass with a lean back touch out into the middle. Couldn't quite get as far under it as they would have liked. As Itachi continuing the press for Gentlemates. Seiko now wins a 50 in front. Here comes Juicy with a head of steam, and that will just get popped out to the side. Itachi rips one towards the wall that's met equally. Seiko, a beautiful trap and a nice stutter step on the wall to keep possession. Now he's onto the backboard, and again, Gladiators doing an excellent job finding some tough 50s in their own half to keep the ball out of frame and away from a follow-up touch. Yes, Gentlemates staying on the attack, but it's tough for them to really get one on target.
And that one rings off the backboard again. Gentlemates, you talked about it, trying to get him on target, but they are putting on so much pressure. Gaimin Gladiators starting to show cracks in that defense. 10 seconds left. They've got to get to the kickoff. With the way Gentlemates have been locking them down, Virtuoso with no boost. Here comes Itachi, calls off the team, will put it home. And Gentlemates up by 1 with 5 seconds left.
The collapse at just the wrong time. Seiko with a real tester shot. It's not anything special, but it's just designed to freeze a defense on the goal line. A bullet off the sidewall. They have to make some type of touch because, you know, you're not going to sit there and just lose the game. And it just ricochets right back into the box for Itachi. Great finish. And Gentlemates will close out game 1. They'll take the win, but I'm sure they're not happy.
On the back half of game 1 for Gentlemates, Gladiators certainly let Gentlemates take control of that midfield. Yep. Gladiators didn't have a lot of boost to work with breaking out, and that's why you saw them give up the ball so much. So for Gladiators, it is about controlling the pace of play as they move into transition downfield.
And I think you don't need a huge tweak. It's just a matter of having that first man at least get a hand on the ball. They don't have to win it, but I do want that first man challenging for Gladiators to just touch it. Just find any type of 50 on it, because the last thing I want is to let Alpine through cleanly on a 50 and have a man advantage by default. And I think that's all going to come through with Maxiu. He's probably going to have a heck of a time out of that midfield. I think a lot's going to fall on his shoulders here. So he will rotate back. Now, how do you hold possession? Just get a hand on it. Can't quite do it. And now he's just going to be stuck out in front with nothing to do for a few seconds.
And you're right, because I think in the attacks that are kind of organically grown from Gentlemates, meaning that they get possession and then use each other downfield, or maybe a solo play from Juicy as he is attacking the net. But in those types of attacks from Gentlemates, those are the ones, especially for Gladiators, they have to put a hand up and break it up sooner rather than later.
Far more important. Seiko, that's a very heavy touch. And Tho will rightly come through and say that's definitely not going to be good. Now Virtuoso starting to do what he is known for, turns one to smoke. Maxiu pressing in the corner, letting Tho come through, now trying to disrupt the net. Seiko early pressure, and that's a deep transition. Itachi's over his head. Can he find it on target? Doesn't hit it up hard enough. And that will allow Gladiators to make the stop and keep the score tied at 0.
Yeah, no flip reset off the ball is a shame for Itachi there. Could have gotten a little bit more power, would have beat that defender to their post. But Gentlemates looking to press, and they're looking to press hard, even sending 2 in some cases. And you can see 2 players parked inside of the net for Gaimin Gladiators just to make sure that Gentlemates can't break through.
And Maxiu just kind of hiding there as well. I didn't even notice he was there for a second. But finally a chance for Gladiators to get set up out of the midfield line. Itachi just looking for a little help. That's a clean whiff from Juicy as Seiko, totally uncontested, actually gets an opportunity to keep the attack alive for Alpine. As Gladiators. Now you really got to make sure you don't get your boost stolen here as we're bouncing back and forth. Ball into the middle, deflected off the wall. Maxiu doing some overtime work on defense as his teammates try and collect something, but still not a lot of boost in the tank on the defensive side of Gladiators, and they're actually pushing forward. Now they all rotate back. Now they get boost, and the only thing you can do is hope for a good 50. It's going to get real dicey real quick. Tho makes a quality touch. Virtuoso gets his boost stolen. The pressure is building, and here's where I want Alpine to go through, smash somebody in the face. You've taken everything from them, and now you kind of let them out of the cage here by nobody really hampering that net.
With 2 minutes left, still scoreless. I mean, despite all of this achieves, we're sitting knotted with nobody really having a real advantage. I mean, we've spent more time on the orange side, and maybe you can give some credit to Gentlemates there, but I think for the most part, Gladiators have done well to stay above water, although this is quite scary. Seiko, he's got a flip reset, and I think Gentlemates kind of taking turns on who's going to attack the back wall or who's going to attack the net. Itachi, it's his turn. Back wall he chooses, looking for follow-up, and no one bit from his team.
And Maxiu with the 0 boost takes his only chance. A decent clear out to the midfield line that they know is headed back their way. That one comes up empty, but it makes the defenders believe them. They've at least earned enough to respect on defense to buy themselves a little bit of room, as that's a great bit of patience from Maxiu on the goal line. Trusted that that wasn't going to end up near post. Let him hit it off the wall. Found a nice poke out past the midfield line, but once again, unable to maintain possession through it and get an attack started. Gladiators on the back foot. It's been 4 minutes of defense, really. Yeah, you've got a few chances to come up for air, but boy, you'd like to just swim instead of having to doggy paddle.
Yeah, how long can you doggy paddle is the question. For Gaimin Gladiators, that's an awkward pinch for everybody, Juicy included, but he has a flip reset into the ceiling, shot on target. Ooh. What a pinch off the post from Tho. Another shot comes through. Gentlemates firing, trying to break through. Another one. Juicy denied, and Gentlemates can't break through. A flurry on the attack, and Gladiators stand tall.
Bend but don't break. Seiko now going to try and do his worst. 70 boost out of the midfield line. Flip reset through one. Looking to ground pinch through two. Can't get back to it. Knows it. Elects to leave and rearm. Juicy ranging in the midfield. Ready to block any potential clear and keep the attack alive. As he actually ends up giving a little bit of room just so he can make sure he can reach that pass. Maxiu lets it go, and they will steal the corner boost. Gladiators pushing with limited time. They may get the last chance. Flip reset, not quite. It will pop high, and everyone's forward for Gladiators. Yeah, knock it down. Let's play an OT.
Talk about getting sucked into your own offense. That was, everyone was gravitating towards that play. Gladiators could kind of smell some blood in the water there for a second, and they almost paid for it. Gentlemates, an opportunity. This one comes across the box. Seiko's there, he puts it home. And after all that achieves, 11 seconds into overtime, and Gentlemates take game 2.
Yeah, I think Tho expecting that 50 to play out differently. I think he thought his teammate was going to get a hand that
here, but they have been one of the best offenses, at least in the last RLCS majors, and for Gladiators to at least stand up to that, it means something.
Yeah, looked good on the defensive side, but defense only takes you so far. The next step is being able to stay on it, and you do have to give credit. You know, even if Gentlemates aren't blowing this team out of the water, it is a whole other ball game when you've got them boxed in, not even getting 5 minutes straight. You know, it took the last 10, 15 seconds for Gladiators to even think about it, and you saw the desperation immediately. That attack just kind of fell in on itself because they were so ready to go try and get something started at the end of regulation and just steal a game and even up the series. And so here in game 3, you really wonder if Gladiators can adjust a little bit, find some extra boost to work with, as that one gets pinched off the floor, actually, down into the corner. And Gladiators trying to do exactly what they were hoping for, start on the attack, see how long they can stay there.
No, I think you're absolutely right. And right now they're not doing that. Demos come out. They've got to push back on Gentlemates. They can't rely on the counterattack. They haven't been able to make that work. And there hasn't been too many opportunities because they use so much boost defensively to stay alive and to keep Gentlemates at bay, that when they finally do get that possession or that opportunity, when they blast it downfield, there's no one to follow up.
Maxiu got to take a good 50, and that's a beautiful trap. Bobbing, weaving, sidestepping the defenders as much as possible. Tho takes a 50. Can't find a win. Seiko slips through one, double tap, and into the top of the net, 1-0.
Clean, clean, clean from Seiko. Polished that one up nicely.
What a
solid contact on the touch of the back wall. When it's wide open like that, it's routine for Seiko. 1-0, Gentlemates.
Yeah, just slipped by. If he doesn't air roll left there, he gets turned to dust, or at the very least pumped way off the ball. So important to not get hit when you're taking those touches aimed at the wall. Seiko, a beautiful display there to start off strong here in game 3 and look to close out just like in Twisted Minds fashion. All business here. It's not pretty, but it gets the job done, and that's what matters to him.
It certainly hasn't been pretty, and you know, as much as maybe there's been some negative light shown on Gentlemates in this tournament, I feel like you have to give some credit over to Gladiators. They have done a great job at least keeping these games close, and as I say that to go in, Itachi will drop it down, and maybe things the wheels starting to fall off.
Oh, what a trap again. Seiko in the midfield, just catching that clear effortlessly, immediately turning it back into the middle and forcing Gladiators to halt all that momentum that they think they're going to be able to build up over to that left side. Just dropped one right on Itachi's nose, and nice, easy put in for goal number 2. Here's potentially number 3. This help comes through on the back line. Virtuoso on transition. He's going to need some help of his own if this attack wants to have any legs. And Tho in the midfield steps way too far forward, way too early, and concedes number 3.
Yeah, and this might get a little ugly for Gladiators if they can't stop the bleeding. Again, pushed up too far. And for a team that's been playing so much defense, I guess I can't blame them. They're trying to push. They're trying to put the attack on to Gentlemates, but Gentlemates just break it up so easily. And that line push too far up means Gentlemates,
you leave a lot open over the top.
They're able to take advantage, and for Gladiators, like you said, just leave too much to be desired. Gentlemates right now actually feeling some of the pressure, and this is good looks from Gladiators, but how long can they keep it?
Hopefully at least one more touch. Virtuoso actually ends up going a little bit back towards their own half, as that's a beauty of a double tap. We're not going for net, we're going across the box. And Gentlemates finally saying, yeah, now you know you have to make something happen. Now the aggression gets turned up. 3 goals with about 3 minutes. And now Gentlemates always has that valuable threat of you must defend the net, and that's probably going to run to this being a runaway game for sure.
Sitting at 4-0 with over half the game left, can confirm that. Seiko looking for another, and he almost got it. I don't think the defense would have been ready for that touch towards the net. And now an opportunity if Gladiators can just pick this one up and keep possession. But look at this touch to Juicy to the back wall. Lovely from Gentlemates. And Juicy, go on. All the way, big fella. It's Maxu makes the save. And Gentlemates, they are now showing those fangs in the offense. They were subdued maybe early on, despite the 2 games they got earlier. This is more true to form from Gentlemates.
An excellent show to potentially close things out here. Job's not done. 2 minutes is a long time, but 4 goals is quite the mountain to climb over. As Maxu just trying to find a demo on Seiko to give this team a chance of breaking out and starting the attack. Tho pops one forward. Gladiators trying to get to some of these touches, and they just know, unfortunately, at the pace the game has developed into, it's making it very difficult for Gladiators to keep anything tight, and they will not be able to do so here. Itachi puts in number 5.
And so much control going over to Gentlemates. You can see the challenge game certainly paying off as well, positioned perfectly to pick up the challenge, or the scraps of it at least. Gentlemates putting up 5 and maybe showing their offense a little bit more, and
skill issue,
showing that those games earlier on could have been much, much uglier.
Nice job from Gentlemates to close things out. You know, 90 seconds is a while, but at this point, the game should, in theory, play itself. Assuming no, disastrous ideas like let's play with our monitors off. Gentlemates should be able to stroll in to the subsequent round to face Chiefs Esports again and find a chance at vengeance. But for now, Gladiators going to try and make it look respectable on the attack. Virtuoso will give a little bit of ground. Take it all the way back to the corner. Try and retool with the 100 boost. Is it enough? Not quite. Itachi will get blocked out by Max Youth, though. Trying his best to get all the way around and squeeze one into the net. At least Gladiators have a chance to flex the muscles a little bit. Gentlemates definitely taking their foot off the gas now that they know for certain victory is at hand, and they'll just sit here, stack the net, and say, beat us if you can, and move on.
This one off the back wall, and maybe the highlight reel tried to get over it, he couldn't. Flip reset was acquired, but with 15 seconds left, I mean, that one, you know, that's the one you make sure you edit out the scoreboard if you were to score it. With 5 seconds left, maybe Juicy can do the same. But for Gentlemates, there's one final key to crush, and it will be Gentlemates crushing Gladiators in this last game.